Hey guys, it's Josh here, back with another Mind Rant. I actually have a guest on today. It's my brother. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What is up? I'm Tyler. And
What are you talking like that?
I don't know. I don't introduce myself when I do things.
Yeah, guys, this is Tyler, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. This is, I'm not used to
Oh,
having people on here, so it's a little bit of an adjustment, so just bear with me. Today I kind of wanted to talk about, talked about this before, but since I have a guest on as well, I want to get their opinion on it. In a sense, we're talking about letting go, whether that's of something in your life, whether that's like a relationship or there's so many different things that can be. Yeah, Tyler, I'll give you the floor first. Kind of give me an example of what's going on in your life.
um, okay. I could have thought this out. So I think a main issue I have lately is like, you know, I'm going the wrong direction. I will have a lot of arguments with people because things will come up, things that I didn't know bothered me. Like someone will do
Mm.
something or say something, and before I have a chance to think about it, it'll just get to me, and then I'll be upset, and I can't turn that upset off once it starts. So I just end up being a terrible person to these people that I care about. And then,
And when you say like terrible person, like what do you mean? Just like being an asshole or?
yeah, and trying to like, force people to talk about things they don't want to talk about, or like,
Mm.
try to force the situation to go a certain way so that it helps me feel better more than what they need. And I
And
just
do you
think
realize this as you're doing it, or is it kind of after the fact when you
I realized it
realize?
like sometimes I'll realize it during and I'll try to stop, but most of the time I realize it after. And
Yeah.
what usually ends up happening is this person's like, okay, I need some space for a bit. And then that upsets me even more because I can't fathom why they would. Oh my God, I can't fathom why. Sorry, I fell in the hole. I can't. I can't fathom why they would need space,
Yeah.
and so it's a bit frustrating. But then I one of my friends the other day was like, I they had this whole thing has happened. We had this argument, and I was like, why can't you just talk to me? Tell me how you feel. You never let me in. You never do this. You never do that. And they just they needed space,
Mm.
and that upset me. But that time that I spent by myself, I was just like, it's because I can't, let go of something. Sometimes a situation can be talked out. Sometimes it can't. Sometimes things aren't going to go the way I want them to, especially when it comes to how other people are feeling. And I
Yeah.
have trouble just letting go when things like that are needed. I want to sit there and I want to hammer out an issue until I feel it's completely over with, but I'm not always going to get that. And that's frustrating for me.
Mm. Do you think in that time, like even if you were to hammer it all out, that would make it all right? Or you know what I mean? Like
It's
if they were just to sit there with you and just fucking hammer it out, you think that'd be the outcome you really want?
I think I would get the outcome I want,
Mm.
but they wouldn't get the outcome they want.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I would, you know, be able to forget it all happened and feel better,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't be able to. And so another issue would come up again, and then I do the same thing again, and it's just it's a bad cycle, is what it
So how
is.
are you learning to like let this go or improve, you know, going forward? Because it seems like you know that you do it. And a lot of people, that's more than a lot of people can say. A lot of people are doing the same thing every day and they never realize that they're doing something wrong. Or not
Yeah.
wrong, but they're not doing something the best way. Like, how are you improving? How are you letting that part of you go? You know what I mean? Just to do better going forward. So you can be
Well,
the best friend that you can be or the best person you can be.
yeah, I think it's the it's a bit of just thinking before I speak. And that sounds a bit simple, but it does make the difference. Instead of seeing something that makes me upset and immediately reacting, I will, you know, take a moment to think about what I'm about to do or what I'm about to say. And I can decide if that's, what the situation needs or what it will really help or, anything of the sort. And that's not always easy to do, but
Mm.
it is the more I do it, it is becoming easier to sort of catch myself when I'm getting in those moods or I'm getting that certain way. And yeah, I have noticed a slight difference in how I'm handling things. It's not perfect, but it is better, and it does feel good to sort of see that a bit. Not to like,
And like, how do you like? Do you just reflect in your own time, or you just think about past like conversations? Like, how do you kind of evaluate what you did wrong in a sense?
well, it is sort of on my own time. I will, sit and look at something, and I'll be like, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. But a lot of it is kind of decisions I make in the moment that I have to sort of think because I mean, it's not like any of the conversations I have are on like a timer. I sort of rush through things for the sake of it when I don't need to, and then I get all reactive and then, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because like currently you know, I've talked about it in these videos before, and
Hmm.
you know me personally. I don't know if in a sense I'm trying to let go of what I had with someone versus maybe letting go of that attachment a little bit. But like I'll always care about this person. Do you have something similar kind of in your life going on at all? Like letting go of something like that, or kind of giving your own perspective?
I mean, kinda. Not in the sense of like I really cared about this person and I'm trying to let them go and move on. It's more in the sense of like mistakes I've made or bad situations I've been in, you
Hmm.
know, stuff like that. It's like it's not really what happened that bothers me.
Yeah.
It's more the feeling that I felt, like that feeling of doom or like the world is going to end. That always comes back a lot, and I don't like that feeling.
Over just like stuff that's already happened, or
I can sort of give an example of what
yeah.
I mean here. So like my most recent ex, we didn't have the greatest relationship, and the way things ended, it was kind of sucky, but I sort of knew it was going to happen eventually. And we're at a point now where we're on both ends. We're blocked we blocked each other on everything, and I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. I think it's for the best that it's like that. But the other day I had realized that like, I had them it's gonna sound kind of stupid, but they were following me on Xbox, and I was like, okay, I don't really like that. I kind of want this situation to just be as far away from me as possible because I'm done with it. And so I had blocked their like Microsoft account too. But in doing so, it just kind of resurfaced all those old feelings. And I'm just like, not like good feelings, feelings of like dread or like the world is going to
Yeah.
end and everything sucks. And
So I raise you to that because, in my sense, I don't have this girl blocked on anything. You know, we still follow each other. Well, right now we're taking space, but we still talk a lot. You know, I always care about her, but I'm dealing with those feelings while she's still kind of in my life, but just
hmm
taking a step back.
yeah.
Do you think blocking is the best method? Because like it seems like all it took was seeing them on Xbox to bring it all up. Is that really dealing with it if you're blocking them, or is it just kind of ignoring it? You know what I mean?
Uh, at first it was ignoring it. My first thought when they blocked me was, okay, they blocked me. I don't have to deal with this anymore. But now it's sort of evolved into like that was what was needed. It's not always needed for every situation people are in, but for this one, it was. What we had wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't going to go anywhere. There was no communication. There was no time for each other,
Mm.
and the basic want to have something was there, but there was like zero effort anywhere. And I tried, you know, I did try
Mm.
to make it work. I aired my emotions, but every time I would air my emotions, it would be met with like, why are you always complaining? Why would you ruin my day like
Mm.
this? Now I feel bad and blah, 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 blah. There's always a problem. And that's not the kind of thing I want for me. That's not the kind of thing I want in my life. And
Mm.
even though it started as just ignoring the problem, now it's become like I know what I want, I know what I need, and I know what's good for me, and I'm going to seek that out instead of holding on to something that wasn't ever going to work.
Mm. Okay, makes sense. So you've, in a sense, like if that person tried to come back in your life, you've let that go though. Like
Yeah,
it's not something you'd ever pursue again.
no, if they came back in my life, I would not let them in. Like,
Not
even
even
if,
in like a friendly capacity or anything.
no, I have no desire to
Okay.
be a part of that anymore. And I think that's what's best for me, and I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with that.
It's okay. And do you still, you think in your heart, like you have love for this person? Like you still care about them? You just don't want them to be in your life? Or is it like hate or like very much dislike?
It's not love. I do care about them, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I still love them, and I wouldn't say that there's like any desire to be close or any desire to even know how they're doing. It's more of like
Mm,
I cared about this person at one point, and I hope they're doing well, but that's kind of all I can give them.
mm. Like if you wouldn't change anything about like how it happened, but and you just wish them the best, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I wish things had been better, but they weren't, and there's no one doing that. So
But did you learn like lessons from it that like going forward in your next relationship, like you think you'll be a better partner or you'll be able to communicate your feelings better?
I think one of my biggest takeaways was as I am right now, I'm too, I'm a bit too needy, I'm a bit too reactive, and um,
Reactive in like what sense? Like I get the needy
in
part,
like
like wanting attention or whatever, but like even then, that's as long as you're communicative, I can see how you could trace that. But what do you mean by reactive?
the needy and reactive are hand in hand, because by reactive I mean like when I felt uncomfortable about something or something didn't go the way I wanted, I would get like angry and cause fights and
Mm-hmm.
all this really negative stuff. And I don't like that about myself. Every time I'd see it, I would just be like, no, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, because I relate to you in a lot of ways about that. You know, like I'd have about to fucking die, bro. Um,
I'm trapped in a house.
this no, the fucking snow, bro. I'd be drowning. Um, and there's like skeletons shooting me. I'm getting, I bet. Um, Jesus Christ, bro. It's the Avengers. Um, I see a lot of myself in you.
Just setting my
Are you
spawn.
here?
No, no, I'm at a village.
I see a lot of myself in you. And I think, because like I would get in my head about things that uh the I can't say her name, but I'm gonna call her Cobblestone, bro. Are you dead?
I just reset my spawn, so it's okay. Oh my god.
Okay, bad. Um. Anyways, I see a lot of myself in you. I would get in my head about a lot of things. And we would talk about things. Like, oh, this is making me insecure, or what you said here kind of affected me, and we would go from there. But the anger, the right to anger, I definitely get that. I think a lot of that comes from our father.
Yeah.
Not because he never really taught us how to deal with emotions. He was a very angry man. Um, and I still think he is in a lot of ways. You want to sleep? Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I still think he is in a lot of ways, and my biggest fear was turning into him. So I've tried really hard to, like, when I get angry, obviously easier said than done, but like I'll try to be like, okay, I'm angry right now. Where are these feelings coming from, and how can I get them out in a way that's not hurting someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, easier said than done, because like especially when you're feeling these emotions right away, it's easy to just take it out on the closest person, especially if that's the person is someone you love.
Right.
I think the biggest thing you can learn, especially you're only 19, I'm only 20, about to turn 21. Biggest thing you can learn at this age is like how to handle your emotions and how to communicate. Because if you can master that at a young age, I promise you the world is yours, man.
Yeah.
And it's your oyster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if that means letting go of a lot of things, letting go of something you love, like the woman that I thought I was gonna be with, let that go, and I have to learn how to let that attachment go. And then in your sense, whether it's friends or relationships, whatever it may be, as long as you're learning from it and you're not just repeating the same mistakes over and over again, then you have to see the good in that. Yeah, it maybe ended shitty, but at least there was a lot of good. And even though there was bad, you can look at the bad and be like, okay, this is how that happened. I can't change it, but how can I do better going forward? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so that's kind of my takeaway on like letting things go. Do you have anything else you want to add before we wrap this one up?
I mean, it's a slow process.
Yeah, for sure. It's we have the rest of our lives, man. But like I said, if you can get that shit young, that's good. But like, take it day by day. You're only
Yeah,
19,
yeah.
man. I'm only 20. Even if you're 80 and you're watching this, and you still have time. Every day you're here on Earth is 24 hours to do better. This is your year, man. 365 days to do better. You know what I'm saying? You had a bad day
Right.
today. Wake up tomorrow with a smile. Try your best. You're gonna have hiccups. Don't get so discouraged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm so sad, dude. I'm really feeling sad recently, especially because of everything that's been happening. But I'm trying. I'm trying to keep waking up. I just dyed my hair. I just fucking started working out again. You know, I'm trying to just learn guitar. So you know, just keep trying. And
Right.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue if you had anything else to add.
Well, I'm just, it can be hard to when you
Yeah.
don't see progress, and it's easy to feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders as you're trying to improve, but it's not, you know. It can feel like that. It's very easy to feel like that, but like sometimes you're allowed to take a step back and see how far you've come. And one of the hardest things I've been trying to learn is, I'm allowed to be happy. And
Hmm. Okay.
it's it's uh it's hard for me to feel like that sometimes because I know all the mistakes I've made. I know all the things I've done. And
So you have guilt about feeling happy because you've messed up in the past.
yeah, essentially.
And
And
you hear me saying that like how I don't want to say stupid, but like how dumb that sounds. Like you are deserving of joy, man. Just
yeah,
because we've all messed up. I lay down every night. I'm like, damn, that's cringy. I did this in the past, but that doesn't mean I'm not deserving of love. You know, we're just humans, man. There's no right or wrong way to live life. Everybody messes up. You know what I mean? That
yeah,
doesn't mean anybody's any less deserving of feeling happy. Like I said, you're only 19, dude. You haven't even like you haven't even lived like a half of your life, even a quarter of it. So, you know, saying that you're undeserving of happiness is not fair to future you, past you, or current you. You know what I mean?
right, right, right.
Continue though. I'm sorry. I just like I really you do deserve a lot, man.
um, yeah, it's hard to feel like that, because every time I am feeling good, I'll have that thought in the back of my head of like, what if this goes wrong? What if that gets brought up again? What if this? What if that? What if, or sometimes I'll even be happy and I'll get this intrusive thought that's like, what can I think about that usually makes me upset that might not upset me now? And then I just end up upsetting myself because I think about stuff. And it's like, why did I do that? Why can't I just let myself have a moment of peace? And it's like, you can't. You just need to feel like that you're deserving of it, which everyone deserves it. So long as you're trying to be a better person or you're trying to, not actively burn the world down with every step you take, then I see no reason why you can't deserve happiness. And does that make
So
sense?
how can you get to a point where you feel like you can smile and not have to think about a mistake you made in the past, you know, or like tarnish a moment that you've earned? Like how can you
I
get to a point
think
where you can just enjoy the moment and not be so worried about past mistakes or future, you know, endeavors?
I think I'll reach that point once I see, more change in myself and how I do things and how I handle things. Once I see improvement or more improvement, then I think
Hmm.
the result of that will also be more comfort of like, I deserve this. I deserve to feel good because, I've made mistakes in the past, but I learned from them. I didn't let them keep me down. I didn't wallow in my own pity and let the world around me burn. I actively tried to take steps forward to improve my life and improve the lives of those around me. And,
Hmm.
you know, even though my mistakes may be bad, doing something good is one of the best ways to make up for it. And I
Hmm.
think once I do more of that and I get better at not, you know, trying to kill someone whenever something doesn't go my way, I think I'll be able to feel okay enough to not question what every time I'm happy.
Hmm. Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody is deserving of some type of happiness, whether that's, you know, happiness in friends, happiness by yourself, happiness in like a lover, whatever it may be. We're all deserving of it, regardless of how many missteps you've had in the past.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's, I mean, obviously I'd say there's right and wrong, but like in a sense of there's no right or wrong way to live life, and there's no right or wrong choice, especially a lot of humans, we're just driven by emotions. We're just emotional creatures, man. We're all just trying to live our life in this crazy fucking world, man. So,
Yeah.
all I can say is just keep trying, keep striving to be the best self you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this one. Tyler, any closing words you'd like to say?
Uh, Never forget that as long as you are putting in an effort, no matter how small, you're doing a great job. Just keep that in mind.
Well, it was fun talking to you. Honestly, you should probably join some more of these. Those are a good conversation, bro.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll make it to the base next time.
I'm working on
All right, guys. It's been Josh and
Tyler's here today. Oh, it's Tyler too.
we're just gonna sit there forever.
I didn't know what you were doing.
It's been Josh and
I didn't hear the and.
bro. You just did it again. I just
Oh,
offered
I'm
it again. All right.
sorry.
It's been Josh and
Tyler.
3. That was an old YouTube channel we had, an intro.
You
Josh
gotta
and Tyler
include a clip of that.
365. No, I'm not gonna. That's too much editing. I don't even put this on my computer. I just do it on iMovie, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If you guys like Tyler being on here, bro, let me know. This is probably gonna be a longer one. It was kind of all over the place too, but it was a good conversation. I feel good. Alright, yeah, it's been real. Peace.